Shabbos, good Shabbos. Today is Rosh Chodesh Kislev. So I want to share with you a very beautiful teaching about Rosh Chodesh, the moon. So the way the moon works is that there's the side of the moon that receives the light from the sun, and then there is the side of this moon which reflects light to the earth. And mystically speaking, those are two dimensions, spiritually speaking. Scientifically, it isn't exactly this way, but spiritually speaking, what happens is that there's a side of the moon that's facing the sun, that's receiving fully the light. And then there's the side of the moon which faces us, and it gives the light to us. Now, depending on how the moon receives the light from the sun, that's how it's going to define how we receive the light. So mystically speaking, during the weekdays, the top half of the moon receives the light, and it goes through contractions, and we receive minimal of that light upon us at night. However, on Shabbat, because there is the greater connection between the moon and the sun, and the moon is receiving on a far higher level than from the sun than it does in the weekdays. Therefore, we receive a far greater spirituality and divinity on Shabbat than we do during the rest of the week. And this is also the meaning, the fulfillment of this will be, as the verse says, that when Mashiach comes, the moon will be 7 times greater. Now, the lesson for us is the same. There's a side of us that faces God, our prayers, our Torah studies, and we need to consistently be receiving that light. And then we go from shul after our davening and after our learning, we go to our office, and there's a contracted part of that spiritual experience that we carry with us into our office and our business mundane day. However, on Shabbat, we need to be receiving a far greater spiritual experience in our prayer and in our Torah study. And thus, when we come home, we're giving a far greater experience of divinity and spirituality and God's light to our home and our family and all those that step into our life. Shabbat Shalom.